King Arthur's tomb? Wait, oh, where are we? Are we looking for King Arthur's womb this time?
I don't think we're at this part. Are we?
I think we are. I think we beat the level.
Oh, okay.
This guy has got an ugly soul patch.
There seems to be a fine line between coincidence and irony.
You sure about that map?
Unfortunately, there was some nonsense about the discovery of the real King Arthur's tomb here years ago, soon discredited. And yet another roadside attraction was born.
Well, let's see what we can see, shall
Why
we?
does this guy have barcodes on him?
I don't know.
Is he like purchased from the dark web or something? Like she bought like she human trafficked these people to help her?
Of course.
Either housekeeping should be fired, or no one's been inside for months.
Alright, can I... Oh.
That is an impenetrable box.
It's a movable one, though. For some reason, I thought it was maybe...
Oh wait, how is she holding onto it like that? There's no bar on it.
Well, no,
and she's
hold
like
on.
using her fists.
She's like Wolverine.
Does her fists have like magnets in it and it's like actually a metal box?
I'm telling you, she's like Wolverine.
Of course. Look at those snakes. They look very fake.
Can I take the sandcastle? No, I cannot. Alright, we'll move on.
I think it's a little weird all of a sudden in England for some reason.
I gotta be honest, it's been a few weeks since we played. I don't remember how we got here.
We had a boss fight with Amanda and that monster, and then we escaped, I think. And then we decided to be done, and now we're here.
No King of England jokes, Alistair. I probably have to turn on the power first.
Are
Okay.
you sure we're at the right part?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we are. Because it's 54%, that's where we left off.
Oh.
And we haven't played this level yet. And if it was going to load to the wrong level from like the Tomb Ripper stuff, it would have, I don't know how to explain this, but essentially it would load right into the level without taking us to the main menu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't do the main menu when you do those like level cheats, so this is where we belong.
This
Oh.
place has seen better days.
Well, that's good.
It's been condemned since the death of the owner, one Professor Worth. I shudder to think that at one time he had students.
I like her outfit today. She looks very beautiful.
I like it too.
Mm-hmm.
Lara is a fashion icon, many would say.
A fashionista. She probably buys from Enchanted Glamour.
She probably doesn't. I see no bracelets.
Yeah, well, she doesn't wear them when she's on missions. She only wears them when she's, like, not gonna get them dirty, you know?
That makes sense. Why would she wear them on missions? That would just be silly.
I mean, I wouldn't wear my jewelry on missions. I'm not gonna get it dirty. But, like, you know, when you're just going to Walmart, why not?
This has to be the best I've done at an opening to a level.
Well,
Like,
yeah, it's the best you've done with jumping, actually.
I'm getting more used to it because of Assassin's Creed.
I'm proud.
Now that the power's on, maybe you can go back and pull out Excalibur. It's not Excalibur. The sword and the stone and Excalibur were two different bloody swords. Arthur got Excalibur after the sword and the stone broke in his battle with Pellinor. Oh, good grief, nobody gets it straight. That's because nobody cares.
Boys.
Sorry.
Alistair's hilarious.
He is, but he needs our barcode tattoo.
Alistair's not the one with the barcode tattoos.
Well, he needs one too. What is the point of this?
I think you can take it with your...
It's like I've had a bad day. Stupid, great. Why do I have to walk around these tombs anyway?
I think you can use your grapple on it.
Everyone says, what are you rating today, and not how are you rating? I thought I was funny.
You're so funny.
Okay, cool. Well, whatever. I'll just play by myself then.
And you should.
I thought I was funny. I have to touch Arthur's loins or something.
As you should.
The real Merlin would roll around in the mud and bark at you.
Ooh.
And I'm being generous by calling it mud.
There's no
Mud.
difference between stupid and charming with you, is there?
A lot of talking in this game.
There is a lot. I mean, some of it's important, some of it isn't. Round table.
Knights of the Round Table. I'm finally gonna get that materia after all this time.
You haven't played the game. You could have gotten it already.
Well,
Are you gonna go back and get it? Do you think?
I will get it when we do a playthrough of it on our channel.
Whoops.
Because I don't really see a point in going back to my old save and getting it just for nothing if we're gonna play the game again soon anyway.
Well, it would just be for, like, if you wanted it on your save.
I guess that makes sense. Maybe I should, because I would like to kill the other... What are they called?
Jill's talking about Final Fantasy VII, by the way. But weapons.
Yeah, I'd like to kill the other weapons. I like that... There's that one in the desert. Isn't that one supposed to be the hardest? I really want to get rid of that one.
Yeah, Ruby
Because
weapon.
he annoyed me.
Oh, did he kill you?
Yeah, he killed me like 27 times. But I was kind of farming him for XP. Like, I would fight until Cloud was just left standing, or the person I was trying to get leveled up was just left standing, and then I'd run away and I'd get the XP for it.
Oh, this is timed.
It is.
Yeah, because check this out. Now this is... I didn't even remember that you could run away from that battle, by the way.
Yeah, you can run away from most any battle, but sometimes they don't let you because they're like the enemy blocks your move, but you can try again next turn and it usually will let you.
Yeah, I just didn't know because a lot of bosses don't let you at all.
I really liked the turn-based stuff. I thought it was really, really fun. I liked that I could take my time doing whatever I wanted to.
Is this something I have to shoot? Yep.
Nice! Good job.
Thank you. I'm actually progressing this game without making a
Wait.
fool of myself.
Did you see the shields?
No.
Templars.
Ooh.
The Templars are here.
Boy, like, Arthurian myth is kind of messed up. Did you know that King Arthur, he had a,
He had 2 heads?
No, that was your dream about me.
Oh.
No, King Arthur, he had a guy, I think it was Lancelot, it was one of his best friends, and I think he slept with his wife.
Really?
Yeah, like Lancelot slept with Arthur's wife.
You know, I was about to make a joke saying he slept with his sister, but sleeping with his wife is borderline worse.
I would say that is worse.
How dare he?
His sister
So-
at least wasn't already, like, betrothed to him.
So was Lancelot pretty upset?
No, Lancelot's the one who cucked King Arthur.
Oh, so was King Arthur pretty upset about being cucked?
I don't know if he ever found out.
Oh, but how did we find out?
Well, it's in the book.
Who wrote the book?
I don't really remember because Arthurian tales are pretty...
Lancelot had to have admitted it then. He had to have admitted to somebody, hey, I cucked King Arthur for it to get in that book.
Jill, most of these stories are fake.
What do you mean?
Like the King Arthur stories?
King Arthur's true.
It's called evening.
Are you telling me this isn't actual
Archaeology is
legend?
hard for you know.
No, it's legend.
It's truth.
Tomb's supposed to be here.
Maybe the grunting Saxon, the Roman fascist that Alistair believes the whole legend was built around.
Poor Arthur.
No, like,
And then after he got cucked... Sorry, she's talking too much.
maybe we should just wait.
There's been so little truth everywhere else. Why start here? The only factual basis behind the King Arthur myths died centuries before this place was built.
Give Professor Worth some credit. If he had to close an exhibit for renovations, at least he picked the most boring one.
After he got cucked by Lancelot, then he lost everything, went back to high school, and Shrek got him and tried to make him a king of far, far away. And that sucked, too.
Now, I know for sure that that's not actually part of the real...
That's part of legend.
Arthur's tomb.
We knew that already. What's wrong with it?
I've seen enough tombs in my life to know when I'm looking at a cenotaph.
Say who?
A diversion. This place is trying too hard. It's hiding something.
A body?
No, that's the problem.
I love finding tombs in the newest reboot. There's like a lot of kind of like how there's a lot of side missions in Assassin's Creed. There's a lot of side tombs you don't have to go to but can, and you have to hunt them down yourself. They don't just show up on your map for you. You have to find them. And then you get to go in them and solve usually a decently hard puzzle. Or at least decently hard if you play on the hardest setting like I did. And then you get to unlock this.
It's authentic enough for its age.
What the heck, Lara?
But its age isn't entirely authentic.
And what does that mean? She's saying that the sarcophagus is from around the 11th century, which is when the Arthurian myths were invented. The real Arthur came 5 centuries before, so it's old, but, well, not old enough.
It could be anyone in here.
So there was a real Arthur. It's not a legend.
No. There has to be something else here.
What I was going to tell you was that yes, there was likely a real Arthur, like there are historical documents about a King Arthur, but a lot of the legends and stuff were made up later on, and they're based on bits of truth, and some of them are just flat out made up. Now, I like to think that there's more truth in them than complete fiction, because some of them are really interesting, but at the end of the day, a lot of them are just really cool fictional stories about a king who did live.
That makes sense. And yeah, I was gonna say you find like cool artifacts and sometimes pieces of lore in the tombs that you open up in the new reboot, and I find that really fun and interesting.
Yeah, the optional tombs and stuff. I don't think there's as many of those in the original reboot, like the first reboot game, but there's a few things like that.
Yeah, there's a lot in Rise of the Tomb Raider, but there's even more in Shadow.
By the way, do you have any ideas? Because I'm actually very stumped. Do you want to look around?
Yeah.
I'm extremely stumped on what to do. But yeah, I remember a few things like that in the first game. I will say, too, one thing. Everybody knocks Tomb Raider. Not this Tomb Raider, but... You know the Tomb Raider reboot of, like, Tomb Raider, Rise, and Shadow?
Yeah.
Everybody knocks them for being, like, an Uncharted knockoff. You know what I mean? Like, they went back and they combined Uncharted elements with Tomb Raider. But here's the thing with that. Uncharted, you find these little artifacts and stuff. Mm-hmm. They're so boring. There's nothing to them. It's just like
really boring.
It's just like picking up a pointless little golden statue. And in the Tomb Raider reboots, now I only played the first one. It's kind of interesting because there's even actually wait, you can use that thing. Well, I don't know what those buttons are. So
it's the triggers.
Oh, cool. So maybe we can go and move all these out of the way and then move those two in the room. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That looks hard to control.
Yeah. Keep saying what you're saying.
Oh, dude, look over to your right, too, by the way. You can also stack things and then pull that grate off the wall.
Okay.
I was just saying that in Tomb Raider, the reboot, in the first one I played, whenever you find all these artifacts and stuff, even the optional ones, they all have a story to them about the lore of the island and all this stuff and, like, the people who lived there. And you'll read this whole thing and she can talk about it. It's almost like every collectible is kind of like a little story that adds to the area you're in.
Yeah, it's really fun to listen to, and all of the native people in whatever area you're in have their own stories too, and their own lost items that you find, and sometimes their own missions. And it adds to the entire story of the game, and it's really, really cool.
And even though you're, sometimes you're put on paths, because it's one big world that connects and not levels, to me, the Tomb Raider reboots, the world feels more alive than the Uncharted games.
I completely agree. And also, you can go back to whatever area you want anytime you want, too. So it's not, like, super linear. You can really do whatever you want. Anytime you want in those types of games, which it's really, really fun. And also, didn't the original Tomb Raiders come out before Uncharted, and they were pretty much the same idea as the reboot? I mean, they took the newest reboot and they made it like what you would find. Sorry, this is hard to control.
No, that's fine. It seemed very complicated. Do you think, by the way, you could like lift this up and then jump on this one? Like, would it support your weight if you... Or do you need to stack the boxes specifically?
I don't know.
Because I didn't know if you could, like, lift it up, leave it, and then... I'm not sure. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
But I'm not sure if the pallet tips and stuff. It seems very confusing.
But what I was trying to say is, the original Tomb Raiders kind of came out before Uncharted. They started this whole idea of an archaeologist-type person going around finding artifacts and having some sort of story to them. And with that base idea, Tomb Raider, the newest reboot, did that better than Uncharted could have, and they've been doing it better since the originals.
Yeah, the thing is, like, if you're looking at the technicalities of it, like, the graphics and all that stuff, of course, like, the new, you know, like, Uncharted 1 through 4 is going to be more impressive. Yeah, I meant just leaving it like that almost, but it might tip it. Of course, Uncharted is going to be more impressive than Tomb Raider, like, 1 through 6, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, because it's PlayStation 3 versus, like, PS1 and PS2. But in terms of just, like, the world and the likability of the characters, I always did prefer Tomb Raider. Me, personally.
That's because Tomb Raider has better world building and better likable characters, even in the originals.
And Nathan Drake's fine, but to me, he always just seemed like Diet,
Lara?
No, well, yes, but like Diet Lara mixed with Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And like if I wanted that, I'd just watch Indiana Jones because I think he's much more likable. It is such a
Be our kindly professor's office space,
Done up as spottily as his reputation.
said the pot to the kettle.
Say whatever you want to say right now, because I'm going to
She
grab
just
the
said he's
glass.
smoking pot. Is that like a stereotype thing? Did Lara just hurl a stereotype at her friend?
No.
Oh, are you sure?
She was saying an expression. It's like when you say the pot called the kettle black.
What did you just say to me? What do you mean? What do you mean, you people? That is our word. That's our word. You better knock that off right now.
What were you going to say about Uncharted?
Oh, I was just going to say, why don't you grab that thing first? Because I need to gather my thoughts anyway.
Professor Worth says here that the tomb of King Arthur, the one his museum's built over, is a fake.
No surprise there. At least he knows his museum is for tourists.
But Professor Worth believed the sarcophagus was placed here by Arthur's contemporaries to lure thieves from the gravesite of the actual King Arthur.
Who doesn't exist?
That's where you and the Professor differ.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I was just going to say it's such a missed opportunity that we don't get to see really good Indiana Jones games. There's a couple okay ones, but Indiana Jones to me is like a much, much, much more likable. Are you just looking at her tits?
This is going to be a thumbnail. I'm going to screenshot it in the editing for you.
Is a much more likable type of Nathan Drake type character. Now, Nathan Drake, I actually do like him just fine. You know, like some people who aren't big Uncharted fans are like, oh, Nathan Drake sucks. I don't think that. I just think he's fine.
Yeah,
know?
I think he's fine too. I thought he was kind of funny sometimes, but
He is charming.
he's charming, but a lot of the other characters around him just kind of seemed more interesting than him.
Also, there's nothing here.
I guess I just can't get through that door.
Like, I thought Sully was, like, much more interesting than Nathan Drake.
Yeah, and then doesn't he, like,
B.
die?
Spoiler alert, please.
Sorry. Am I not supposed to say that? How do I crouch again? Oh.
B, I told you. Somebody was too busy spoiling Uncharted for the world.
Okay, hasn't that game been out for, like, 25 years now?
To be honest, I don't even remember what happens with Uncharted. I only played through the first one. Then I played through half of the second one, and I got so bored I stopped. So, I liked Chloe. You know what really killed... the thing that really killed the franchise for me was I hated... Is her name Elaine?
Yeah,
Or
Elena, I think.
His girlfriend. I hated Elena. I thought she was so boring and obnoxious and a huge hypocrite because she ran her entire life taking all these risks, right? Her entire life was as an investigative journalist, but she was like a dangerous one, right? And then she gets on Nathan Drake for being a thief and a, crypt hunter and all this stuff, and an archaeologist, and kind of acts like, oh, well, if you want to be with me, you can't live this dangerous lifestyle. And it's like, your whole life has been you living a dangerous lifestyle, and you're going to come in here and tell my man's Nathan how to live his life. What is happening here?
It's kind of rude, actually. If I was him, I would not put up with that. I'd just find a Lara Croft kind of woman who'd want to go on adventures with me. If that's my passion,
Could we skip ahead, by the way?
Yeah.
In the editing process to where we actually figure out what to do? Because I've noticed in this Let's Play we do a lot of standing in a room.
And not figuring out what to do.
Yeah, because one of us is talking and you can't cut it. Because Because I think that now you can move those boxes there on the left. Oh. Well, that was an idea. Oh, hey, there's something there.
Yay, I did it! Oops.
Why? But now there's some, those boxes on your left over there.
Brah. There's boxes. What do I do
Right
with
there.
them?
Maybe you could lift them and then
that looks
smash
like
the
a
wall.
Yeah, that looks like a breakable wall.
Literally the one time I suggest we skip ahead, you immediately figure it out. Back up.
I'm trained.
There you go. Perfect. You have destroyed this entire place. Oh my.
Now
See?
this is better.
Now this is pod racing.
Now this is poggers.
I want to demolish anything.
I don't think I was supposed to do this.
There may be some-
I do think you were. Yeah, because you left. And now try and drive through. Nice. Now slam right through these. Perfect. No, that's what I call poggers 2021. Oh
She pulled a Ben from Walking Dead.
no! Oh no. Poor Ben.
Poor Ben.
I liked Ben.
Me too.
No, you didn't.
I
Wait.
decided to take the slow way down instead.
I like
Shut
the
it all in
first
to the
one.
forklift.